Welcome to 50 Ways to Succeed at Work, where you hear stuff about ways to succeed even the most well-intentioned colleagues, advisors, careers officers and HR departments may never get around to mentioning. Today's episode is Toxic Turnoff, dealing with difficult work colleagues. Is there a triple T at your place of work? Someone who's a total toxic turnoff. With a record of many successful and inspiring hires in my own company, we once mistakenly recruited what turned out to be a triple T. It was a costly error. The triple Ts can be an influential person, able to drag an entire organisation through the mud or undermine and destroy successful teamwork. If you see that happening, play your part in speaking up about what's occurring. Help to mobilise action. Do it sooner rather than later. Many colleagues will be in your debt forever. You may love your job. Not everyone at work, though, will be a triple T, but they may not be great to be around. For example, one of your colleagues may never fail to push your buttons. You dread hearing what they have to say or working with them in tandem. You will not be alone in having that experience. Around 80% of people at work report moderate to severe stress from collaborating with difficult colleagues. You need to be able to work with anyone, or at least be seen to try. If you let someone's behaviour get to you, you may struggle to remain productive and your work will suffer. For example, some of the most brilliant people you come across in your career may be a complete pain. Yet avoiding them just because you don't get along may mean missing opportunities to do great work. You may even risk earning the reputation of being difficult yourself. Talented or not, a toxic jerk at work can be rude, disrespectful, argumentative, and aggressive. They may blame others for their mistakes, act like they know everything, and frequently use sarcasm and ridicule to tear people down. How do you manage these characters? If you don't figure out a way they can sap your energy, they may cause you and others permanent stress and even damage careers. First, reframe them. Stop seeing them as an insoluble problem. Instead, take a cool, long, hard look at what, if anything, they offer and try to figure out what makes them tick. For instance, where is all that angst coming from and why is it at work? Your search for information will help reduce your resentment about their behaviour and move you on to a more rational, problem-solving stance. Next, does this person pick victims, or are they merely tricky to work with? For example, perhaps they give too much or too little attention to details. Or maybe they get distracted with other possibilities and lose focus. Or do they have a gossip habit that drives you wild? You may wonder how this fractious person has escaped detection or confrontation so far. Well, for example, could their boss be benefiting from their behaviour? Or are they driven by past grievances and long-buried wounds from the past? You may not be able to unravel these, but you might become more forgiving if you could understand their motivation. Toxic colleagues don't just affect inexperienced people. Even veteran employees can fall victim. Nor are these jerks always bitter employees without abilities. They may be good at reading the social signs, enabling them to spot human weaknesses and how the wind is blowing on specific issues. No matter how much you like your job, it doesn't mean that all your co-workers will be a pleasure to work with. Working with a difficult colleague is seldom fun. However, if you seek success at work, never let interpersonal problems affect your professionalism. So what action am I suggesting? Well, first, examine your behaviour before blaming the other person. Avoid letting it become personal and keep it strictly professional. Secondly, communicate tactfully the issues you're having with this person, while reminding yourself of what you stand to gain by working with them. And thirdly, ask a senior person for assistance. Sometimes you can't solve a problem without that sort of help. And the takeaway from all this? Every workplace has its toxic colleagues. There's no need to fall victim to them if you develop a strategy for action. You've been listening to an episode of Andrew's 50 Ways to Succeed at Work. For more episodes, subscribe free to my regular weekly podcasts. You can catch up on past ones at the 50ways.site, where you can also become a Foundation member with access to e-learning units, transcripts, further reading links, and the forum, where you can ask questions, share problems, and join a growing community of people who seriously want to succeed at work. Thanks for listening, and bye for now until next week.